Hello, my name is Rachel Holdsworth from British Breeding. We have made a series of training videos to help you prepare your young horses for the futurity evaluations, whether you're bringing a mare and foal, a yearling, 2-year-old or 3-year-old. We also have a video on the veterinary assessment, all to help you prepare for the British Breeding futurity evaluations.
See if we can stand him up. So he's 2 years old. He's not been anywhere. He was barned for his first 2 winters. Let me stand him up, Carsten. So my secret tip is stand the horse for the shoulders, the head and the neck. And the judges can work out what to do with the legs. So a lot of this conformational aspect now is dealt with in the linear scoring, but a large part of it is dealt with on the betting. So we're presenting the horse for the evaluators really to look, I hope I'm right, Ava, at the top part of the horse at this point. So stand for the top line of the horse. Don't disturb the harmony of the top line just to get the hind legs completely square. They will ask you to move them. Come forward a step, Carsten, please. Just a little. Make him square. He's determined not to be square behind. Good boy. And here's the stallion, of course. Good boy. That's a little bit better. So again, we've stood him up. Always keep your reins undone in the middle. Carsten doesn't, but that's Carsten. Oh, he has done. Oh. Young breeder training, you do it. If the horse goes up, or if it runs off, you're not going to get that caught anywhere. And you hold the reins a little bit far apart, so that the horse stays in the middle of the rein. And walk again with a straight line along the side of the triangle. Now, for me, this walk is a little bit hurried, so I could do with a bit more relaxation. And then from the bottom here, with an older horse, we will trot the triangle. So you take your reins a little bit short, don't pull the neck to the inside, keep a little bit more contact on the outside rein, and off we go. You have to run, guys. And if you can see, walk, Carsten, and if you can see, are you happy, Sylvia? If you can see, the horse is taking the handler. You have to have somebody who can run and somebody who sends the horse, and then the runner keeps up. You can't have the runner dragging the horse. So it's more, the horse goes and the runner goes with them. And the person with the whip drives it all. So now we're going to try some canter. Now you see how difficult it is if there was just one of you. Let's do him on the other rein. You have to show both reins. So we bring him back and just present him once more. It's quite a good idea to have reins that clip on. Saves a lot of when you're feeling a little bit stressed and shaky, trying to undo leather straps. So you can see now a slightly different horse than when we started 5 minutes ago. He's a little more let down. He can be a lot more let down, especially in the canter. He's a little bit... but I think for a 2-year-old stallion, he's behaved really well. He's a very sweet person. And really, I mean, we're doing a 3-year-old, but it's exactly the same as the 2-year-old. Except this one will be more like a lot of people's because it's done less work than the Grand Galaxy. Because the Grand Galaxy's going for stallion licensing, he's been being conditioned with walking and lunging for about the last 6 or 8 weeks, maybe longer. I'm not very good on time. Bring her back across. Good girl. If you look at a horse standing in the field, it doesn't very often stand with 4 feet underneath it. So I like to stand in front, and I really want this sort of picture. So just quietly with the whip, just to keep the horse's ears forward and the attention forward. And sometimes if you want the horse to stretch the neck down, just to put the whip low on the ground to make the neck longer. Only if they're, you're not trying to manufacture a horse, but you're sometimes trying to deal with something that you don't want, something that it's doing that's unusual. I think she's behaving incredibly well. So you can see if I come in front of her here, and we want her to really lift her head up a little bit and come a little bit higher, and look forward. That's the picture that you want when someone takes your picture. Good. And then I move behind, and we walk the triangle. We stay straight, Carsten, so that the evaluators can see the correctness of the horse, and this applies for stud book inspection as well. And again, I'm not coming too close to her because her walk is big enough. I don't want her rushing. There's enough diligence. She could maybe walk a little bit more purpose. There we are. And one of the really important things is that the legs of the handler should be in rhythm with the front legs of the horse. And sometimes that means if you've got short legs, you have to do giant footsteps. When the person, for the walk, if the handler takes little short steps, so will the horse. So you have to try and make your stride longer. That's not a problem for Carsten. And now we get ready to trot. Hand up, going round the corner. And Carsten's obviously decided with this horse that she goes best with no contact on the mouth. And walk. And I don't want more from the trot than that. I mean, I could tap her a little and have a little bit more activity behind, but I think it's quite adequate. And then the important thing when she does start cantering is not to get in her way. Canter, up. Change the rein. No, Lindy, let her come down. No, no, come on. That's enough for her. So I wouldn't be giving this mare at this point a very high mark for the canter. And she rather makes the point, the presentation is exactly like the other horses, but she makes the point that with a young horse you do need to do some work, and you need to work on the lunge. With a 3-year-old, that they are equal-sided. You could see how she was more inclined to go on one lead than the other, and that's something that not only gives you that unequalness, but also means that when she does canter, she's not using all the power available to her because she's disunited. But I think you can see the 2- and 3-year-olds are produced in exactly the same way, and you can't make something that isn't there. So today I wouldn't want to push her more because there's not enough there. So that's something that that's homework. But you still can see how you need 3 or 4 people to keep a horse cantering.